Join Kids Hut family.
Wow, I absolutely love winters, dear.
Me too. And hot chocolate is my favorite winter beverage.
Well, this moment calls for a winter story.
Of course, my little brother. Mrs. Jones' magical hot chocolate. Once upon a time, in a cozy little town, there lived a sweet old lady named Mrs. Jones. She was known far and wide for her magical hot chocolate, which had secret ingredients that made it taste better than anything else in the world. Can you guess what that secret ingredient was? It was love. Every Saturday evening, all the children in town would gather at Mrs. Jones' charming cottage. They couldn't wait for the special time of the year when they could savor the most delicious hot chocolate ever made. I can't wait for Mrs. Jones' hot chocolate. It's the best thing in this whole wide world. And she tells the most wonderful Santa Claus stories too. Mrs. Jones would start by carefully preparing the hot chocolate. She'd take out a cute little box, open it, and with a loving smile, she'd add a tiny pinch of love to each cup.
Mrs. Jones, what's that you put in the hot chocolate?
Oh, that, my dear, is a pinch of love. It's my secret ingredient. Love? That's incredible. As the children sipped the hot chocolate, they could feel its warmth and love spreading through their hearts. It wasn't just tasty, it was magical.
This is more than just hot chocolate. It's like a warm hug in a cup.
Once everyone had their hot chocolate, Mrs. Jones would gather the children around the cozy fireplace. They'd all snuggle up with their cups as Mrs. Jones began her enchanting Saturday stories. Once upon a time, in a land filled with snow and twinkling stars. As the story of Santa Claus unfolded, the children learnt about the joy of giving, the importance of kindness, and the magic of believing. They realized that the true spirit of Christmas was not in the presents under the tree, but in the love and care they shared with others. So, is Santa Claus all about spreading love and happiness? That's right, dear. Just like this hot chocolate, love makes everything taste better. And when you share it, you create magic in the world. As weeks went by, the children not only enjoyed Mrs. Jones' magical hot chocolate, but also embraced the lessons from her stories about Santa Claus. They decided to put those lessons into action and spread love throughout the town. One snowy afternoon, Lucy and Tom gathered with their friends and came up with a plan called the Kindness Project. They would perform small acts of kindness to make their town a better place.
Let's shovel the driveways for our neighbors.
And we can bake cookies for Mrs. Johnson, who lives alone. The children's act of kindness spread like wildfire. They shoveled driveways, delivered groceries to the elderly, and even sang carols at the local nursing home. The town was buzzing with love and warmth. One Saturday evening, the children gathered at Mrs. Jones' house with something special in their mind. They had prepared a surprise to thank her for not only the hot chocolate, but also for teaching them about the magic of love.
Mrs. Jones, you've inspired us to spread love, just like you do with your lovely hot chocolate.
And we have a surprise to show you how much we appreciate you. The children handed Mrs. Jones a beautifully decorated card that said, "Thank you for teaching us to love." Inside, there were heartfelt messages from each one of them. Oh, my dears, this is the most wonderful gift I've ever received. I am so thankful to each one of you. The town continued to be filled with love, not just during the holiday season, but all year round. The children had learned that love wasn't just for Christmas. It was something they could share every single day. As time went on, the children grew up, but they never forgot the lessons they had learned from Mrs. Jones. They carried the gift of love in their hearts, and wherever they went, they spread warmth, kindness, and joy with their deeds. That was a beautiful story, Tia. Indeed. So what did you learn from this story, Tofu?
I learned that love is the most magical ingredient, and when you share it with others, you create warmth and joy in their hearts, just like Mrs. Jones' hot chocolate did for the children in the cozy little town.
That's right, Tofu. You're a smart boy.
For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Hut family. Subscribe here.